select device. Now I need to do, I think this works. So now they should hear me, but do they hear you? Okay. So now I need to get you going, which I think I can do if I do. Now when you talk, what happens?
I'm talking now.
Okay.
They can hear from John, but not me.
So now
they can hear both.
Now they can hear both. So I'm already declaring this a huge success. We have just done a community stand-up from not Redmond. This is crazy. Hooray!
Is that a good deal?
Yeah.
Is that hard?
Well, I don't know.
My muffin.
Okay, this is great. Well, so the team couldn't get into the studio. It's locked, apparently. We have confusion and mayhem. So Olia was going to be our guest on the show, but fortunately, Scott, you know all about the subject we're going to cover today, which is the videos. You know,
Yeah.
quite a bit. So let me run through the community stand-up links. Yay! Okay, people are saying the audio works and stuff's kind of going, and so great. Let me switch over, and now I'm juggling 3 monitors, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm going to go here. Hooray! Okay. So community stand-up link number 1. This is from Rico Sutter, who runs NSWAG. And I couldn't find any kind of, like, there's the link to the GitHub and stuff, but this is just an announcement. The latest NSWAG supports .NET Core 3.0, which is exciting. So that,
nice.
Yeah. This is a post from Laurent, and he's talking about, this is just a quick little run through with gRPC and C# async streams. So we wanted to kind of put the two together, do async streams with gRPC, simple use case with .NET Core CLI. So here he builds out, the proto file, which is what you need to kind of declare stuff for gRPC. He builds out the service, the backend service. I love how this is just, a few lines of code. This is really pretty readable. Then builds out the client. Here you can see the stuff for the generated client. And the one thing he points out here is C# has support for iterator methods and async methods, but you can't really do an async iterator. So then he talks about kind of how he does that here. So cool. Yeah, a lot of gRPC stuff I announced and shown off recently, and nice to just see a kind of quick little walkthrough. Okay, Khalid Abu Hakma has an interesting post here on robots text middleware for Asp Net Core. So first he talks about why robots.txt is important. You need to declare that to manage spidering, to tell things what they can and can't spider. That's important both for excluding things from spidering too much, and it's also important for allowing things. Sometimes the spiders have to be careful and not spider things they're not sure they have access to. The thing that Khalid does here, and the reason he's using middleware, is because he wants to have different robots.txt for different environments. So I'll skip down to that. So he has a per environment robots.txt, one for production, staging, and development. And then he talks about his middleware code, and he's just using the environment variables, which is what you'd expect, and then just kind of using that to write them out. So here he shows how he wires that up, and that's about it. So great use of middleware, and also working with web standards and robots.txt. Hooray, Khalid. On to the next. Okay, it's Rick Strahl time. So here he's talking about serving Asp Net Core web content from external folders. And I kind of knew this post would be coming when I saw him tweeting back and forth with David Fowler earlier this week. So he talks about some things, the benefits of serving content from a local web server with Asp Net Core. There's times where you want to serve files from on disk. He talks about the use of static files, and you've got the standard static file provider, static file middleware. However, if you want to do things with Razor and dynamic compilation, you can run into some sharp edges there. It's not just serving up static files. Here in this case, it actually needs to be compiled. So this is the part here where he was messaging back and forth with David and Damien. And so there are some kind of some things you run into. Here he talks about hooking up generic Razor support. So this isn't support for all of the stuff that's in Razor pages, but he does kind of show how to go through and do it. So as with every Rick Strahl post, there's a lot here. This is a 2 or 3 cups of coffee post, but as you know, highly recommended. So there you go. And at the end, he talks about creating a .NET Watch tool to handle this. So wonderful. Okay.
The live reload stuff is so nice. Like, I really, all of the community folks that are making great blog posts are appreciated, but I want to just give a shout out to Rick Strahl for just putting out some really great content the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, last couple of decades, but still.
Decades. I was going to say decades. He is amazing. Yep. I love the attention to detail and how he kind of goes through and explores everything and then writes it up so clearly.
And I also think it's worth pointing out, and I think you and I have said this, and we've said this before, but we haven't said it enough, that for the folks that are listening right now, that are in the chat room, like I've said, actually, if you go and Google for your blog is the engine of community, I've written a blog post about this. I've written extensively about this. Enough of y'all aren't blogging. And sometimes you feel nervous or you think maybe blogging's not for me or I don't know what I want to say. Literally just blog your experience, blog what you're doing, And if you do that, like just twice a week, you don't have to blog every day. It's not a marathon where you have to do it every single day and like just blog a couple times a week, what you're up to, the experience that you had, a little code snippet. Do that for 20 years and you will be a moderately successful niche blogger like me. Electric Habit, I want to see a blog from you right away. Question, what blog software is good? Literally anyone that has a URL. It can be Ghost, it can be DOS Blog. Actually, if you don't, go look at DOS, D-A-S, DOS like the blog in German. DOS Blog Core, Mark Downey has ported that to .NET Core 3, actually. Take a look at that. I'm moving my blog over to DOS Blog 3. WordPress is fine, but yeah. Like
there's Orchard, CloudScribe, there's lots of...
Orchard, yeah, there's so many blogs. Even just, what's it called? Static file generator.
Mm-hmm.
Use Jekyll and GitHub pages. Just literally, like, what's good blog software? Anywhere but Medium. That is the answer.
There you go. All right. So here's one from Christopher, and he's writing about converting WebP, converting images with to WebP with ASP Net Core. This is something I've gone through recently on the .NET Foundation blog and .NET Foundation site. Here he's using image processor. So, pretty nice here, just some simple going through. And here he's just doing this kind of inline, creating paths. You'll see at the very end of this, he's doing this with a fallback. In order to do fallback, for like web old timers, I'm so used to just image, but you actually do need to use a picture and then a fallback to image. This is important here with WebP because it's not supported on all browsers yet. And so, but the savings are still significant. Here he's got, in his example, he's got a 6.44 megabyte image, and on the right side here, it's at 0.95 megabytes. So huge, huge savings, and it's the same. It's basically the same quality. It's especially on the web. So pretty neat. So that's the image processor library he's showing there. All right, Andrew Locke. Here he's been going through a series on exploring features in ASP.NET Core 3. This one is just kind of one of those paper cut sort of things he points out, is using structured logging for startup messages. So structured logging is great for being able to actually have nicely formatted logs, be able to output them. There's a lot of kind of structured log viewers and things. The one problem is your startup messages are just, until now, have been written out to the console. So you really kind of have the option of, use them and they're unstructured and they clutter everything up, or don't use them and then you don't have the information. So here he shows this, you've got the unstructured, and then all of a sudden, boom, once the app starts, now we have these beautiful structured log messages. So now you're actually able to, with ASP Net Core 3, you're able to set up structured log messages on startup. So very cool. So here he shows kind of, kind of wraps up. And again, I love Andrew's kind of wrap ups at the end. Here he talks about, that how you can suppress messages and have it just start when the application starts up. So you can go through and that's a configuration setting actually, or no, here it is. Services.configure and you're setting console lifetime options. So, cool. All right, now a bunch
of
yep.
A really good point, and I want to point this out, and I think you will appreciate this. And let's make sure that we try this in the future. DF Mara is saying if they blog in Spanish, can they be part of the community stand-up?
Yes, please.
And I think claro que sí. Yes, of course. We'll do the best. My Spanish is not so awesome, but yes, if you blog in another language and you think it's great, send it to me or John on Twitter, and we will look at it, and we will have someone who speaks that language look at it, and we'll try to feature some non-English blogs a little bit more. Let's try to feature 1 or 2 every week. Is that okay, John?
I mean, if I find them, sure. I usually...
If you can send us non-English, if you send us some non-English stuff, local language, absolutely.
Yep.
Use your native language and send it to us, and we'll take a look at it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds great.
We have to, we won't necessarily go digging them out, but if you send them to us, we will definitely look at that. And I think it's a good reminder to us that, that we should do that. Thank you.
So while we're at it, and always scary going
except for Klingon, yes, if you do Klingon, we'll block you and report you immediately.
Yep. While we're at it, I'm going to show one place that I've seen a large growing community, and there's an ASP Net Core community on Facebook. They're up to 15,000 people now. And so I'd recommend Facebook has a pretty good worldwide following. The person that runs this is in Russia. So I'd recommend sharing there too. This is somewhere I check every week as part of when I'm going through. So this is a public group, ASP Net Core on Facebook. And that'll also be a good way if you want to share them out. So tons of great information that is coming across there.
Actually, yeah, go show the community page on the .NET website for a second.
All right.
.NET.
Wow.
Oh, this is a good idea. Janisku7 is saying, why don't they make a hashtag so that we could find these blog posts?
Well, so, I mean, I check for ASP Net Core. If people are looking for, we share, actually, let me get to that in a second. I'll show you where we share all the community links, because we've made some changes just in the past week to make them more discoverable. So let me get to those in a sec. First of all, .NET Conf, the videos are kind of up. So this is linked from .NETconf.net. We've got the first 32 that were filmed in the studio. They're still working on getting the rest of them chopped up. Apparently there's a 50 gigabyte single video that needs to be chopped up and uploaded, and it's harder than you'd think.
Yeah, everything that was on Twitch is in a giant 50 gig video. So we have to go and get it from Twitch and then chop it up one at a time. And it's a little bit of a hassle.
Yeah, but they all will be up there.
Actively.
Yep. So cool. A few other posts. Of course, you should be following the ASP Net Core blog. There's tons of information in this. Dan Roth wrote up all the stuff. I'm not going to page down; it'll make you dizzy, but it's all the stuff in here. So this is a great must-read post. Also on the ASP Net Core blog, there's an update on the HTTP REPL. And this is cool to see this continue to get updates and be further documented. So this is the setting HTTP header attributes. So in this case, this is for enabling Azure authentication and authorization. But there's a lot of cases where if you want to test things out using HTTP REPL, you'll need to set certain headers and all that kind of stuff. So here he walks through doing that using a bearer token. So very cool. And they're looking for feedback on HTTP REPL. So, let them know. All right. Let me see next. Also in the mega post section, we've got a announcing .NET Core 3 amazing post from Rich Lander. So here's talking about all the stuff that's in there as well. And now getting back to what you're pointing out with the community, community pages. So I have a very quick show off thing. For this, we have we've switched over from our previous live.asp.net site. This new site has, actually, hopefully it's got oh, it's still getting set up. So clicking through on this will show the current video. For all of these, we actually parse out if there are community links, then we use the URL list. That's not what I wanted to do. Clicking on this should bring, okay, I need to check with the dev team because that should bring up the community links thing. So they're still getting it integrated, but that all our community links, we've been using the URL list website. And so that.
What is that supposed to do? I don't understand.
It's supposed to go to.
I saw one of them happen.
Well, it was opening up YouTube, and it actually is supposed to be going to these. And so all our links, yeah, for the past, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is where we put them all.
Yeah, we'll ask them to figure that out.
Yep. So, and this site actually, James Montemagno and I built out on a public Twitch stream, and then the dev team that runs the .NET site brought this over. And then the last thing I wanted to kind of turn it over to you at this point is we've got this amazing thing, which is another thing that just went live. So do you want to switch over to you and talk about it?
Sure. Okay. So to be clear, you can go to, what are you doing?
I'm switching over, so you are on screen.
I'm just going to share my screen and do the same thing, but I will do that as well. So Let me share my screen.
Excellent.
And we'll see how this works.
Oops, I want to do just Teams call. I don't know how to turn off my webcam.
It's okay.
I think you're stuck with me. Sorry about that.
That's fine. All right, you just move your mouth and it'll be me talking. La, la, la. All right, if you go to .NET/videos, we made a tiny URL. This is what I need you to know. Now, people who are on the call, you are not the target audience for this because you're probably a programmer. But what we've done and what I want you all to do as our street team, you are the street team, okay, is I want you to tweet about this. I want you to share this URL because we worked very, very hard on this. If you go .NET/videos, it'll put you right here. This was actually many, many months in the making. And I want to point out that what we've done here is very, very basic 101 level content. There's lots of medium level content out there. There's a lot of content out there that assumes that people know how to program when they start out. So you have to ask yourself, like, what's a beginner look like? Is a beginner someone who doesn't know how to save a text file? Are beginners boot camp people? Like, what's a beginner? So we assume that you can, save a file, you can run programs, you know what a toolbar is, you have a general sense of making your way around your operating system. But we do extremely gentle, what we call on-ramping. It's the on-ramp onto the freeway or the expressway. And we did, for example, here, a 19-part series on C# and an 8-part series on .NET Core and a 13-part series on ASP.NET Core and on and on and on. Xamarin, Desktop, Containers, EF, Visual Studio itself, ML, Machine Learning.NET, and also the new .NET for Apache Spark. So if we go and pick on one of these, for example, we've put them up as YouTube playlists, okay? So, like, what is C#? We're dealing with strings. Each one of these is very short, very digestible. If you've ever made yourself familiar with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, this is a very American concept, but maybe people know Mr. Rogers in other countries. Mr. Rogers is a very friendly and calm person. Imagine if Mr. Rogers was going to teach you C#. That's what we tried to do with this stuff here. And darn it, I think it's actually pretty good. Additionally, for those of you who may be in a place where YouTube isn't a good situation, or maybe it's blocked, or maybe it's not available, we also put them on Channel 9. And in fact, if you go to Channel 9, there's RSS links for all of these. So every show has got both a high, low, and just audio, if you don't want to see anything. And these RSS feeds are really nice because if you go to my blog, what I went and did was I made a little script, silly little script that will go and download all the video. And then in fact, let me open my email. I got an email just yesterday. Let me find it. From a very nice person who went and wrote a downloader. Hang on. Looking for the downloader. It'll be worth it. Where is that thing? Someone made me a video downloader because I wrote a stupid script. And they said, well, you know, I was inspired by this video downloader. So I'll just write one myself and basically make it so it would go and get all of these videos. See, I should have had this. Where is it? Darn it. Downloader. It's funny how you can search the entire internet, but you can't search your own email. Here you go. Check this out. This very nice person, Louis Berman, made .NET vids. Okay, that is here. Okay, .NET vids. You can also get it at aka.ms/.NET vids. And what .NET Vids is, it's a little project that he kind of banged out in a couple of hours. And what it'll do is you just interactively pick the series that you want, and he'll automatically go and he'll download that file. Isn't that cool? Now, I haven't done this yet. I've just looked at the code, but let's give it a try. Okay, so here's .NET Vids. I'm downloading it. I'm going to open up the new Windows terminal. And let's go over to downloads. Oops. Download vids was blocked, probably because it's keep anyway. Because it's not, you got like, what is it called? Smart screen. There you go, .NET
All
vids.
right. You got a lot of .NET related files on your computer.
Got a lot of .NET related stuff on my computer. No doubt there, brother, no doubt. There you go, look at this. How lovely is this?
Wow.
Huh? Thank you, Louis Berman. Okay, so then I'll say, oh, I want to learn all about .NET. I hit B and then put that in, and then, it'll go off and chew. Let's go see if it's chewing. I think it's a clever, fun thing to do. What a great way to learn .NET. Someone there is saying, what is he using to get the new terminal? Oh, am I using a new preview? No, the Windows terminal's been out for a while. Windows terminal. Just go to GitHub, and there's a link right at the bottom to download it from the Microsoft Store. So yeah, the terminal's been out for a long time. If you have
just in the Windows Store too, you'll see it.
In the Windows Store, like if you have a reasonably new version of, see, there it is. If you have a reasonably new version of Windows 1903, thank you, then it works just great. So I just thought this was kind of a nice thing. I'm wondering why it's not doing anything. Series to be downloaded. Maybe it doesn't work with the terminal. Let's try this. I'll use the old terminal and see if there's a difference. Of course, it's open source, so if it doesn't work, we can fix it. It's flashing. Well.
Do they take pull requests?
Well, of course. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, I haven't explored this too much, but I think it's a great idea.
Yep.
Azure how-to.NET vids. Let's actually go and look at that real quick. See, this is great. You can learn about these things. Let's go and look at the repo, .NET vids, program. Let's fold that over. There you go. Look, there's our series info. Cool. Series to download. He's got a downloader here. It may have been doing it asynchronously, and that's why I didn't see it. Spins through the letters. Console read line. Get series to download. Cool. Get series to download. I'm not sure how he's figuring out the line. Line.split.
Question, somebody's wondering if maybe you need elevated privileges, but you shouldn't just to download.
Yeah.
Oh, is it because, I wonder if the folder, if it's trying to download to a folder.
Well, so let's do this. Let's do this, my friends.
Let's run that file.
Let's actually just clone the thing, because we're learning .NET, right? And then let's do this. Huh?
Yeah.
That's the way you do it, my friends.
That's how you get a virus.
Are we loving my prompt here, kids?
Got that power line going. Now, did you do that from a script, or was that because half the time when I look at Powerline stuff, it's like 95 stepped.
It's hard, right? Yeah, it's hard to set up. So go to my blog and click date and go back into September. And I actually walked through this, I recall. And what you can do is you just have to, actually I did a video on it as well.
See, I don't want to have to read. I want to click. I want to like run a script.
I know. It's called Oh My Posh.
Okay.
Oh My Posh. Posh. Yeah, there you go. Go install Oh My Posh. And it's super easy. So basically all you need to do is add these two modules.
Nice.
And then install PS Readline, update your profile, take you 10 minutes. Okay?
Yay.
All right, so someone was saying, if you only enter one, I'm going to say push D. I'm going to go back over to downloads.
Oh, you're in documents.
Funny how that works. Let's go find out. Okay, so pop D. Let's go and run this. Open a project. The GitHub. Bloop. Oh, so they're saying maybe do it with splitting on commas. Maybe it only works, but maybe he never tested it with just one.
It would be nice now that there's support for tabs.
Idea.
Yeah. It'd be nice to be able to say.
D. See?
There you go.
He didn't test it with just one.
Hmm.
Yeah, Janisku's saying he needs my blood sugar listed here. It's absolutely true. Let's do Lara Medium. Look at that.
Wow.
Huh?
Now that is cool.
Okay, so there's a little bug there. Yeah, nobody wants just one .NET bit. I appreciate that. Electric Havoc is like, yeah, what kind of a putz just wants one?
Hey, I have a question because while we're speaking about those videos, because I was still flipping back and forth on OBS and not actually paying attention. I was just saying,
I'm glad that you actually.
I'm going to admit that up front.
Pay attention. Disappointing.
Did you talk enough about the Leslie Richardson ASP.NET video series? Because there is that's all ASP.NET Core 3.0.
That's a good point. So if you go back over here and you check out this one here, given that it's the ASP.NET Standup.
Yep.
So Leslie owns the debugger for Visual Studio, and she and I got together and did the ASP.NET one, and we basically walk through from scratch making websites. We start out literally set up SSL, get hello. So we're like, at this point we are on video 2 and we're doing hello world. Then we go and we write the code, and every step of the way, again, very slow. This is not 300 level stuff. We're explaining very, very slowly what's going on here, walking through the process. And by the end of it, you've got a decent little website. Now, we do something a little unusual at the end of one of them where we add Blazor. And when we add Blazor, it's a little unusual because people think of Blazor as being a thing where you make a Blazor app, but we wanted to make the point that ASP.NET is ASP.NET. So if you wanted to have a Blazor or a Razor component within an ASP.NET app that uses Web API and MVC models and styles and Razor pages and Blazor all at the same time, you can totally do that.
I love that. That's part of the whole deal with the web, right? Is you can put things together and you can compose things and all that. So cool.
So briefly, hang on, because I'm obsessed now. Well, and we've got like 100,000 people on the phone here, right?
That's true. We just crossed over 200,000.
Let's fix this thing. Right?
Yep.
So what is it? I always forget how to make a new branch.
You Google or you type.
No, it's like git branch, and then you say something new branch. I always use another thing to do it. I always say -B or -C. Bug fix Scott. Checkout. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's another thing called Git. What's it called? There's like a GitHub. The GitHub. I haven't set it up.
Oh, the GitHub thing. It's like Hub.
Git flow stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's he doing here? Line series download. So I think we think that it's failing here.
Yep.
Right. So let's go in there. Line split. He's splitting it.
You should be okay if you split on. You still would get a length of 1.
I think it's here.
Yeah.
Should be 0.
Mm-hmm.
Line selected. No, it's not 0.
Yeah, because it's 1. That's what I was thinking. If you split,
it's 1, but then it returns an empty list.
Oh, there you go.
See, and that's kind of weird. Oh, it returns the empty list, but it never adds
the series to it.
The series.
You could do collection initializer, right? You could do list series info and then open curly brace.
Well, I want to understand how he's getting them out by. Is it just the first one? Var S in selected.
He's iterating through all the selected.
I don't even know why this whole 2 lines is needed. Like, he's already made it here.
Right. Just iterate through.
So let's just toss that entirely. Beep, 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 beep. Does anyone else just sing to themselves when they're doing this kind of work?
I hire troubadours. I hire mariachis to come and sing.
There you go.
There it is.
All right, cool. Tests? We don't need no freaking tests.
I was so proud of myself. When we did that ASP.NET Community Stand-Up page, we actually had tests, we had health checks, all that stuff. It actually worked.
What did I do?
No, that community stand-up page that James and I built, we did tests. We made
or did
tests.
You just do that directly into production?
Oh, we even did all the slot swapping and all that stuff in a warm-up in Azure DevOps. And the Azure DevOps ran all the tests before doing everything. Actually like you're supposed to do. It's pretty cool. Okay.
Oh, crap. Hang on. Hang on. Where's my keys?
There you go with the YubiKey. I've been using get smime sign, and I'm signing with an smime key, which you can hook up to your YubiKey also. But
yeah, hang on. Let me grab my car keys.
He's out of here. So Jose asked a question about using MSIX packaging tool, and I have no idea. This is the ASP Net community stand-up. We ignore all other questions.
You can ask, though. You can find it. Ask somebody.
There's actually pretty good docs on the MSIX stuff. I don't know off the top of my hand, but you definitely can. That's where I would start.
Okay. My keys. Isn't this fun, looking for Scott's keys?
It is. People are saying that I should entertain them. Electric Havoc is asking, how did my stream go the other day? It was interesting. So I went to TwitchCon this weekend. I tried setting up stuff for stream. I ran one Sunday night and didn't think anyone would join. And like right away, like David Fowler and a bunch of other people popped on. So I was scared of writing bad code, and I pretended that my computer was buffering. No, actually, it did start buffering. I'm not sure why.
All right, I found my keys.
Hooray!
Tell them why I'm looking for my car key.
Because you've got a YubiKey. We can see it setting up there in the corner, although yeah, there it is. YubiKeys are awesome. I've got a dozen of them, and they have keys on them, and then they're physical
interesting
device. Yeah.
I think we got a bug here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is a good bug. You know what this is? It's a bug with the Windows terminal.
You better get
fighting.
Well, I'm sure you've already got the Windows terminal code cloned, so just
no. But what I'm saying is that this thing pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I plug it in. It pops up like outside, jumps out of the thing, right?
Yeah, the whole integration of the Windows terminal with the Windows itself is interesting, right? Because it's a Windows Store app, and then it's got the shim. Yeah. You wrote that post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to test that again. I think there's something there. What am I logged in as?
So TBD Gamer's asking, how does YubiKey work with only cover one use, like GitHub signing? Still useful because you can have like a key on it, right? So for like...
Oh, well, so it can... you can do as many uses as you want, but the use that I'm using it for is GitHub signing. You can also use it to sign into Windows. You can do a bunch of stuff like that. It's totally up to you.
It's been useful for me because I have different GitHub accounts. I have my personal one, and then I have a bunch of them through .NET Foundation. And so being able to switch back and forth, I was typing passwords all the time, and this was great. I could just switch, and it would authenticate me, just touch the key.
So I made a mistake, and I forgot to fork this. I forked it locally, but I can't push to here, so I would need to go over to this guy's thing here, fix all of that, like this here. This isn't exactly friendly for open source.
Question: does this allow on GitHub that I will, like, it sounds clunky, but if it's a one-line change, I will actually just do the fork and everything right in the browser.
Right, but I don't have
commit
rights.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually like fork and everything. You're not signed in though. Any other questions? Let me see.
Telling him, showing your stuff on the community stand-up live now. What did we say it was?
It was, you don't need to do that check before the for loop. So line
106.
Just delete lines 106 and 7.
107 aren't needed. it works without them. But with those lines, you can't download just one show. Works amazingly. This is great, though. See, this is fun stuff, like a fun project.
Yep. I've done these like long time ago. I would do them for like PDC or whatever, right up these console downloaders.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I try to do a PR, but DevOps isn't GitHub. Cool. So maybe I can do a comment. Like this is more like, I guess you'd have to give me access, wouldn't he?
Well, I don't know. If you sign in, I wonder, yeah, like if the UI changes. Because, yeah, with GitHub, it's great. You can just like write in the page, just do a one-liner, and it forks it and everything.
He's not chatting me back, which means he's probably
angry,
fixing the bug.
Oh. See, this is where you need the YubiKey.
Or I need to remember my goddamn password.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Where was this? Do you have Azure how-to videos? All right. So I don't think I don't have access to it. Let's go find out. Repos, commits. No,
files,
repos,
right?
file.
Yeah. So I'm curious yet if you can click on a file and like fork and pull. You can't pull requests. So sad.
I'll just ask him if I can PR, or can you comment out or give me push access? Oh, cool. He's giving me access right now.
Look at that.
Okay, cool. So that's neat. Let me ask him if it'll rebuild.
People are
Will
giving
it then rebuild in DevOps? That'd be fun. Does he have a pipeline? No, we can make a pipeline too.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, people are commenting that I've got a lot of Visual Studios on my taskbar. So I'll just point out.
Yeah, what's going on there? You've got Preview.
Well, no. So this
Classic,
is the installer.
You've got Visual Studio 0 with Lime, caffeine free.
Yeah, Butternut Ranch.
You keep the installer in your
I do. I love it because anytime there's a new update, I can just pop right in here. Oops. Well, there we go. And I can see exactly what needs to be installed, and it's quick and simple. So I don't think of this just as the installer. I think of this as the like management studio for Visual Studio. So anyhow, although it needs updates to the updates. So yeah, and then I've got 2019, and then I've got code, and then I've got insiders. So, and I just recently removed 2017 because I realized I haven't used it for a while.
Yeah, I never remember this. Get remote show origin V. Ugh. Help me out, people. There we go. These are wrong. It's got a username in front of it. See? Mm-hmm. All the pin the installer people are down there being weird. All you crazy pin the installer people. What's wrong with you? I just typed the word installer.
So Michael Powell is saying this is an interesting detour and off the topic. Well, we showed off the Asp Net videos, and then while we were at it, Scott was showing this downloader.
Sorry, friends, if you're offended by our goofing around here. It's Twitch, though, right? Live coding.
It's YouTube and Twitch and Facebook.
I just
and
go to
Mixer.
The start menu and I type installer. That's how I do it.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, get remote, set URL. Okay, this is what I want to do. Get remote, set URL, origin, went.
Covamalia agrees with me. Installer, 2019 preview, 2019. I don't have 2017. Code and insiders. You just line them up. Fingers crossed.
Oh, for crying out loud. I don't think it's going to work. How does this, I've never used this before. I always use GitHub.
I know.
I don't think they don't let you edit it manually, man.
Yeah, I haven't done source code. And I wonder if you can do like a review or something though, you know? That sounds
See, it says
DevOpsy.
I don't actually have access though.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue. See? I'm logged in as me.
Did he lie? He said he was going to make you a...
Did he lie? No, he didn't lie. You dork.
Sure, you're an admin.
Oh, he used my work address. I don't check code in on my work address. He's texting me. He used my work address.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't do that. I could try, I guess. I mean, he's changing it. Cool. I'm going to be interested in the merge process. See how nice this is? You've got like this dealie here. He's changing it now. You see how it's got my
oh yes,
my little branch here?
Yep.
I love.
You know, speaking of console things, somebody tweeted the other day they're using Miguel's GUI.cs. Have you seen that?
Look at this.
That is yummy? A lot.
Oh yeah. But look at this. This is in terminal. Here's a pro tip if you've been using terminal for a while, okay? Pro tip, go to settings, delete it, save it off somewhere, put the settings elsewhere, and then run terminal again. It'll auto-generate a fresh new setup, and it'll auto-find all your stuff. The new terminal 0.5 will find all of your things. So you don't have to go and manually do all these. It went and found them for me.
I wish it was a little easier to get to just like say delete settings or you know, reset settings or something. I guess that's kind of a point in time. I know, but it's like I gotta go find a file.
Look at that. It worked. All right. Wow. Cool. So let's go back over here. And then merge the branch in. You update. Create a pull request.
Crowdsourced. Oops.
Reviewer. Now look, I'm going to add Lewis as the review. Actually, I don't know if I'll just merge it myself. Cool. I'm going to approve myself.
Yeah, why not? With suggestions.
No,
so great job, Scott.
See? Merge. I'm awesome. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, cool. So then, that's great.
Let me see. Do we have? I'm trying to see if there's any questions. Are there more videos on the way that we can tell people, or also if they have like?
There are more videos on the way. In fact, we've got Visual Studio for Mac coming. We've got. We want to do ones on F#. We want to do ones on VB. We want to do .NET. I want to do C# 201, 301. We want to do all kinds of stuff, like whatever. See how we could go into the thing is now we got to go and do pipeline creation. Yeah. It's a bunch of things we need to do now. Yeah. John Galloway.
Yes. So if people have, what's the best way if people have comments or whatever on videos they want to see or suggestions or stuff?
I think Twitter would be the best way, you know, or comments in the. We actually have people commenting on the videos themselves. We've got a social person that'll watch that. But if you've got an idea on videos, just holler at me.
Cool. I think they turned out amazing. I'm so happy, like the team you put together for it and the feel. I think that's something we've been missing for a while. Like all our training stuff, like our training stuff for a long time has been like, check out this cool feature we just built, or here's the newest like thing. And it doesn't help for someone that's like, hey, I'm just learning, or I'm just new to this version, or I'm coming up from a few versions back. Just show me, like, sit down with me and teach me a bit. And so I love that style that you folks achieved. So
someone, this is very nice. Christopher Electric Havoc was very kind and went and did a clip for Twitch clips of that bug happening. So I'll put that over in the Windows terminal. GitHub. I'm going to go into an issue right now, and I will figure out how to put that Twitch clip there. Yep. Look at that. Very helpful. Thank you. That'll make doing that bug. Unless you want to put the bug in there, Electric Havoc, it's up to you. If you want the credit for the bug, you can go over to here. Is this going to make... Well, that... I just put a link there. Am I allowed to put links?
Yes.
They don't get like...
You have a sword and a crown, which feels
good?
like you're going off on a quest in Zelda or something. I don't know.
Question was, is that a Raspberry Pi arcade cabinet behind me? This is a full-sized MAME cabinet that runs on an actual shuttle PC. This is a Raspberry Pi arcade cabinet. This is a Raspberry Pi 3D printed Game Boy.
It's like you had them all lined up right there. But wait, there's more.
This is a tiny Game Boy that fits on your keychain because I don't mess around. I'll play the wrong. Okay. And all the ships at sea. And
somebody Twitch clip that, because that was amazing.
Is a Raspberry Pi inside of an arcade tank stick, modified to include HDMI on the outside. And this, well, I've got about 9 more.
We only have the space block till noon. So
yeah, we have to go. I got to go to the doctor anyway.
Oh man. Well, I would declare this a huge success. Number one, we got to show off.
Somebody said this is a Raspberry Pi ultrasonic screwdriver I built 2 weeks ago. Yes. Yeah, sorry we asked.
I just want to brag just a slight amount because we actually did OBS stream this. Channel 9 was not involved. They were locked out of their studio. They're probably still locked out of their studio. And we don't have the peppy music that plays when it starts and stops. But other than that, I'm going to say this actually kind of worked.
Yeah. So. Oh, and this is a full-sized Raspberry Pi, well, mini Raspberry Pi with HDMI at the top that you can go and use as well. Yeah, so, okay, just to be clear, I want to make sure we close on this. Electric Havoc, you're going to file the bug, and the bug is the PHP pop-out for doing PGP encryption doesn't work. So if a Win32 dialog box pops out, the focus is stolen is what is going on there. So you go ahead and @ me on that, just @ Chancelman, and I will follow that bug in the future. Cool? See how I'm delegating?
There you go.
You do that. I just can't right now because I have to go.
And it's it's documented. Everyone, we have hundreds of witnesses that know that you have transferred this bug to some unlucky person.
Little do they know they have to fix it as well.
Yes. Wonderful. All right.
Cool. Well, this went poorly.
It went a lot less poorly than it could have gone. I'm actually shocked that it actually worked. So
was this a surprise to you that we can actually do this?
Well, I ran through it with James last week, and we got all the stuff set, or 2 weeks ago, and we got all the stuff set up, and it was like it should theoretically work. But given how many times our professional studio, with, you know, like tens of thousands of
So
dollars of gear and all
the
that.
one thing I'm confused about, though, and the one problem with this
Mhm.
is I'm on live.asp.net right now, and it's empty.
We've switched over. We are no longer using live.asp.net.
But it says October 1st, which is today. Then it should redirect.
Yes, and that's on the list. And we're also getting live.net and we're getting live.asp.net, and both of those need to redirect over to.
How did people find this then?
From Twitter?
From Twitter.
Or people that are subscribed. We have 13,000 subscribers on YouTube and I don't know how many, 8,000 or something on Twitch.
But if I go to platform/community/standup, it doesn't say we're live.
I don't know then. You would have to click on the video.
Oh, and they're chatting in YouTube also.
Yep.
So there's 111 here and 103 on YouTube.
Yeah, and then
shoot! Now there's all these questions on YouTube I missed. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't say.
They're just saying thumbs up.
YouTube people matter.
No, they were saying things like, "Is this on Twitch?" And there's nothing like. They did have all your answers about your Git checkout.
They're talking about blogging in Turkish. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Oh, cool. So here, yeah, I think that they're, yeah, see, Derek just pointed out that this is important. So let's try to fix that.
Yeah. So that actually was a feature.
Derek found it on YouTube and searched for it.
Right. That was a feature that did work last Thursday when we ran it. So I don't know, something about when they switched over from running, because we actually ran for a week on James and my, like James's Azure subscription and all that. And then they switched over at the end of last week, and it looks like something didn't work on the switch over to the production version. So,
but the intent would be, I think it'd be cool if the stand-up was like live when you went to the community page.
That's what it does. That's what
the actual community page.
Yep.
Platform.
Right in the page.
Not community/standup or the main one.
It's in the community stand-up page. We can ask.
Okay, platform/community/standup. So the intent is that would switch into some live way.
And it did last Thursday. So something.
It did last week.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And right now, community links though goes to the YouTube channel.
Yep, bug number 2, and that worked last Thursday too. So.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm giving you bugs that you know.
No. I worked on my machine. So
I just want to understand the intent. The intent is.
Let me show you. If you go to live stand-up, what is it? Live stand-up dev.
Is this something everyone can see or just me?
Anyone in the world could see it. Here, let me pop this up.
Here, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, so if you go. Well, yeah, so if you go to, I will chat this over to you.
John Galloway's doing some live debugging.
Do you have the link?
Got it. Oh.
So that's what it looks like. And then it also has the links to chat on YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, everything. The video's too big.
It's close to working.
So it works on what we passed over to them.
It's a little intense because it's like full screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's just something. This is in dev. It needs to go over to what's it. So then if I go in the future to live.asp.net because I've linked to it, it'll 301
to this page.
Redirect to here.
Yep. And so you can also get to this
alternative.
Yep, those are the other things. Those will take you live to the chat links. And then if you go to .net/standup, it also takes you there.
.net/standup. There you go. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas.
Yep.
All right, and then this will be.
That'll be the live video. And it shows a countdown, and it also shows the next video. So it'll say like.
Excellent.
Starting in 3 days or whatever. Yeah.
Ship it.
Hooray. Cool.
Oh, crap. I'm late?
Yeah. I'm probably late for something too. Okay, this was wonderful. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to click some buttons in OBS, and the music will not play, and we don't have a dramatic zoom out, but someday we'll get there. I think that'll ship along with .NET 5, is we'll have the dramatic zoom out. Hooray! Okay. Woo! All right. I have to mute.
That went okay.
Yeah, wait a sec. I think we're our audio is still live or something.